welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are returning. My name is Jessica. In this video, I'm going to be showing you all of the makeup in my collection. This is my makeup inventory, and I figured since we are coming to the end of 2020, it would be a good time to take inventory of my collection, count each individual item, and then that can be a good starting point for tracking my progress through different products throughout this next year, 2021. I'm really into frugal living and saving money. My husband and I were able to pay off almost $40,000 of debt in 2020, which was an amazing accomplishment. And one of the things that was able to help me do that was focusing on my makeup collection that I already have and ignoring all of the releases from my favorite makeup brands. So this has really helped me with that, and to continue on in that trajectory, I thought it would be really fun to see what I have right now. So you're going to be seeing every item in my makeup collection and each category, and you're going to be seeing how many items I have in each category. So I didn't really go in depth into specific products. There aren't really any swatches in this video, maybe one or two, but I thought that maybe I could reserve that for other videos where we go more in depth into specific makeup categories. I am going to be doing a no buy for 2021. That is going to be my goal, is to not to buy any new makeup unless I need to absolutely replace a makeup product that I've run out of in my collection. So we'll see what happens, but I'm excited to get this challenge underway and to really focus on key items in my collection and get them used and getting my money's worth out of those things. And once I find out the total amount of products I have in my collection, I think it'd be really cool to set a goal for myself for how many products I would like to have at the end of our next year. All right, so without further ado, let's take a look at my makeup inventory. Enjoy! So here are my primers. I have a pretty small primer collection. You can tell I'm not really a primer person. I'm really into moisturizer, and I pretty much just use primer to fill in pores. So those are really like my preference of primers, and that's mostly what I have in my collection. I have this Cover FX blurring primer that I got in a BoxyCharm probably a couple years ago, and I've been trying to use this up all year. Like, this is the primer that never ends. I have been using it and using it and using it, and every time I'm like, I'm getting so close, but yeah, like I said, it's never ending. So I'm hoping to finish this by the end of the year or early into next year. And then this one, I have the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer, and this isn't a primer I really love, but I've used a little bit of it here and there. I have this Honest Beauty primer, Everything primer. It's for mattifying, and it's supposed to like kind of blur the skin. I haven't tried it a ton. I kind of try and save it for the summer months. That's when I would, need a more mattifying primer. This Beauty Blender blurring primer, this one's good as well as far as filling in pores. Like, these two are pretty similar. And I also got this, I think, in like an Ipsy or something like that. And then this is probably my newest primer. It's the Tatcha Silk Canvas, and it's the mini version. And I'm gonna kind of move on to this after I go through the other blurring primers. It looks like I've used a lot of it. I actually haven't. A friend, I let her use this, and she it was brand new, and she gouged the biggest chunk out of it, and I was heartbroken, but I never said anything because, it's just makeup, whatever. But yeah, this little mini was like $30. So I was like, oh my God, not my Tatcha Silk Canvas. I have 5 primers in my collection, and I'm hopeful that pretty soon I will have just 4 when I finally finish this one up. I have 5 foundations in my collection currently. Can you tell I like drugstore foundation? I just like drugstore makeup in general. I found so many great recommendations at the drugstore that have served me just fine, and I like to save my money. I'm pretty frugal. I'd like to make more videos about frugal living. So here is my oldest foundation. It is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I wore this for my wedding. It really does perform great. It lasts all day. It has medium to full coverage. not super full, it's like a satin finish, it's not matte, and I found it to be perfect for my wedding day. It lasted the whole day, and I really do enjoy it. I've used a good amount. I think it's about there on the bottle. So I think I'm going to focus on this in 2021 to try and finish it, because I have had it now a year and a half, maybe a little bit longer, and it's probably getting to be a little old. So I want to use that up this year. And then this one is it's pretty new in my collection. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, and I already went through a container of the Pro Matte, and I definitely prefer glowy foundations over matte foundations. I have drier skin and more mature skin in my mid-30s, so this is a great foundation. It really does last a long time. It's a little glowier than this foundation, but great coverage, so enjoy that one. And then this is my like everyday foundation. This is supposed to be a dupe for the La Mer foundation. It has SPF 20. It lasts pretty well. It looks very natural on the skin. It has a doe foot applicator, which is easy. Just like spread it in the areas, like spread it all around in the areas you need it. I love this foundation. I also have the Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation, and this one's pretty new in my collection. I've used it a couple times. I like it. I don't find it to last as well as the Physicians Formula, but it does have a great lightweight formula. It looks beautiful on the skin, so if I'm just going out for a couple hours, or if I am just putting on makeup to take a picture and I don't have to wear a mask. There's my cat making his debut. Yeah, good foundation. I do like it. It's pretty new, so I'm focusing on other foundations more, but I do enjoy this, and I appreciate it in my collection. And then again, I have a little sample of the IT Cosmetics CC cream. This is the matte oil-free version, which I didn't think I would like, because again, I have drier skin. I don't really like matte foundations. But this one is not so matte. I'm able to get away with it. I love the original formula of the CC cream. And this is in the shade medium, which tends to be like a teensy bit too dark for me, so it works better in the summer. For foundations, we are gonna count 5. For concealers, I count 6 items. I have 2 shades of the Tarte Shape Tape, and I got one shade first, this one, and I found it to be a little bit too light, so I went to this shade, but this one's a little bit too pink. This is a good product. I wouldn't repurchase it, and once I get through these 2 items, I'll move on to a different concealer. It's just a little more coverage than I need, but I am trying to use it. I also have the Benefit Erase Paste. This is technically a color corrector. It's like a really peachy color. You can see I've hit pan on it. I've been working on this all year. This is the old packaging, so yeah, I think this product is like 3 years old, but it still smells fine. It still performs well, and I hardly used it the first while that I had it, so yeah, I'm trying to get through. I'm getting very close, and this really helps to conceal the like purple blue shades under your eyes with that peachy shade. So it's kind of a color corrector, but I'm putting it with my concealers because I don't have any other color correctors. That's the only one that I use. And then I also have the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Custard. And I remember this was like very talked about when it first came out, but I really am not a huge fan. You can see I've used it a little bit, but I find it to be a little too drying for me, and it kind of makes my skin look a little more aged. So I do want to use this. I think once I finish this one, I'm going to start focusing on this concealer to just conceal some hyperpigmentation. I think that's the best use of it for me. And then it doesn't work well under the eyes, basically. I just recently got this Flower Concealer, the Flower Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer, and this I really enjoy. It reminds me of the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, where it's really moisturizing, but like good coverage, but like it doesn't feel heavy. So yeah, really enjoying that, but I've been like really trying not to use it because it's new and trying to focus on these ones and this one. So I'll be excited to move on to this one in the next few months, hopefully. And I do sometimes use it when I want those lighter, more fresher makeup days. And then my last one here is a sample. Not sure where the sample came from. I think someone may have given it to me. and it is the Bye Bye Under Eye Illumination Concealer. And I used a whole container, the whole sample size of the Bye Bye Under Eye, the original formula, and I really liked it. You have to use it super sparingly, and this is the same. And I think I definitely like this one better than the original because it is, again, illuminating and it feels less heavy. It's still very, very high coverage concealer. You have to use it very sparingly, but I do enjoy it. Wouldn't buy the full size, although you do get bang for your buck. Like, these sample sizes lasted me like almost a year with how little I had to use. So if you're looking for a good value and you like high coverage concealer, then you might want to look into it. So for concealers, we are counting 6 items. For loose powders, I have 3. I have the Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is my second container of this, but I did go down a shade. I had the light medium last time. It was a little too orange, especially in the winter, but I really enjoy this powder. It's so cheap, and I don't find a need for anything more than 1 loose powder in my collection when this one works just fine for a good price. I also have the RCMA powder. I've had this for a couple years. You can see I've used a good amount of it. And I love this powder. It's great for Halloween makeup. You can set anything with it, but especially any other color with it. So I love it for body paint and cream paint and stuff like that. And then I also have this Kat Von D powder. I believe, what is this called? The Locket powder in translucent. And I got this for like the birthday gift from Sephora last year. So just the 3 powders. I'm going to try and get through the end of this year. It's not much left in there. Open it up. Yeah, not much left. So I'll get through that this year. So now I have 3 loose powders, but by the end of the year, I plan to only have the 2, and 2 is enough for me. For pressed powders, I only have 3. I'm really trying to work through the pressed powders I have, so that's why I only have this many right now. I have the IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination powder. Such a name, and I've been working on painting this for the year, getting pretty close, so I use that daily to set most of my face. And then I have the Charlotte Tilbury powder. Really enjoy this one, the Airbrush Flawless Finish, and I have hit pan on this one as well, so I'm going to be panning this one in the next year. I mostly use this just to set under my eye and a little bit on the T-zone. And then I also have this number 7 Lift and Illuminate Triple Action Finishing Powder in the shade Light Medium. This is medium. I think the shade is also medium. And I was recommended this by Jessica Braun. She said it was a really good dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury powder. Let me open it up for you. So my plan, I saw this on sale at Walgreens. They had like big cash back on Rakuten, so I went ahead and picked it up because I knew that I'd be going through these powders eventually, and it was on sale. So yeah, I went ahead and picked that up too, and that'll be the one I go to after I go through, one or both of these. So yeah, for powder foundations or pressed powders, I have 3. And I forgot to show you one of my pressed powders, so I actually have 4 pressed powders. This is the Makeup Forever pressed powder in the shade Y235, the Matte Velvet Skin Powder. A really high coverage foundation, powder foundation, and I keep this in my bag for touch-ups. It's great for touching up my chin and mouth area after I'm wearing a mask, if I need to use that. Love this powder, but it is expensive. This is a pretty random category. I'm calling this my finishing powder category because I have these 2 finishing powders that I really didn't know where else to put them, both from Hourglass. I have the shade Diffused Light, which I like for brightening. I really only use this for special occasions, but I'd like to get more use out of it this year. You can see I have a little bit of use on there so far. And then I also have the Dim Light shade, and this was supposed to be like the greatest finishing powder of all time, and I just find that the shade is too dark for me, which is really weird because my skin's pretty pigmented. It's nice, like pretty olivey, but I find this I can't set my face with it, or it looks this weird darker hue. But I do use this sometimes to put around the perimeter of my face if I want to add a little extra blurred appearance or sheen, and not nearly as much use on this shade. So we're going to try and get some use out of this one in this next year as well. Oh, there's me. Hello. So for finishing powders, we're going to say 2. Here are my individual bronzers. I'm pretty proud that I only have this many, and I have a few backups here too. So here I have the Hoola by Benefit, which everyone talks about. It's a cult favorite. I am actually not a huge fan. Like, it's just not the best shade for me. It works okay in the winter, so this is something that I'll be trying to focus on after I finish the bronzer in the NYX palette. So I'll try and get some more use out of that one. This is a bronzer from Pure. It's the Mineral Glow bronzer. Guess what? I got this in a BoxyCharm, and the packaging's broken, but I just kind of like taped it together to fix it, because it really is a pretty shade. It's nice and shimmery, which I like for bronzers, especially in the summertime. And it's actually super duper similar to this bronzer here. This is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess in the more shimmery version of it. And this was recommended by Coffee Break with Danny. I believe she had like a little package put together with Ulta that was a really good deal. So I picked this up then. And again, really pretty. Haven't gotten a ton of use out of it either though, because I've been focusing on other bronzers. And then I have the Hourglass bronzer in the shade Radiant Bronze Light. And I love, love, love this bronzer. But I would say the 3 of these bronzers here are very, very comparable. And pretty much serve the same purpose for me. But this is probably the one that has the most use out of my bronzers, and still looks like it's barely touched. But I love this bronzer so much. And then I have 2 backups of the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I have them in 2 different shades. I have the Deep Bronzer, which I already went through an entire pan of the butter bronzer in this shade. And then I also wanted to try... No, you know what? I used a bronzer. I used an entire one of those. And then when they came up with the more shades, I wanted to try a slightly deeper bronzer, because the bronzer shade is a good shade for me, but I would like it a little bit deeper, especially when I'm more tan. So I picked up a shade bronzer and deep bronzer. These were like buy one, get one free, I think. So even though I didn't really need any more bronzers, I do love this formula, and I wanted to go ahead and pick up some to have in my collection as backup. So I will count 6 bronzers for today, and my goal for the end of the year is to maybe cut this down to like 4. I don't know how feasible that is. It takes quite a while to go down to use up a bronzer, but who knows? Once I use one, I might change my mind on it and decide to declutter it. So for bronzers, we will count 6. Here are my liquid bronzers. I don't even know why I have liquid bronzers still. I literally never use them, but for some reason I also can't get rid of them, because I keep thinking, what if I want to use liquid bronzer? I don't know. I'm like, I have this Temp2 one. It is, I think, designed for like an airbrush machine. It's very, very liquidy. It is in this shade Shimmering Bronzer. So it's a little shimmery. And I've used it a couple times. I find it to be pretty sheer. And then this is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Cafe. And yeah, this is probably pretty old. I remember when Tati was recommending this as like a great cream bronzer, so I bought it, and I've used it like a handful of times. You can see it's got some use, but I keep them around. They still smell fine. I am gonna try and use them. That's my goal. So I have 2 liquid bronzers in my collection, and I'm gonna try using them in the next couple months, in the next year, and if I'm not feeling them, just get rid of them. So here are my face palettes, and I included any face palette that wasn't a blush palette, because I only have a couple, and I have a couple blush palettes as well. So the first one is my NYX Contour Palette. I've had this for years and years and years. You can see it's pretty worse for wear. The packaging's completely broken, and I've been working on panning this the entire last year. I have finished this shade. I'm working on finishing this shade, and this one I used to contour. Don't intend to use this shade, and if I can finish up these ones too while I'm at it, then I will, but I'm not gonna force myself. But so this is a good bronzer. I was gonna get rid of this palette after I finish this bronzer, but I really like this shade and how these powders work, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish it, and then once that bronzer's done, call it good. This here is my Tarte Pro Glow palette, and I really use this mostly for the highlighters, but it does have a nice contour shade, this one, and then the cream contour, which is one of the only cream contours I have, and then 4 highlight shades. I got this in a, I didn't get it in a FabFitFun box, but someone else did, and then sold this palette at a garage sale for $1. So I got this palette brand new, never touched, at a garage sale for $1. I was pretty stoked on it. And then I got this e.l.f. cream contour palette. Again, I don't really cream contour a lot, but it's gotten some use, and I keep it just for when and if I do want to cream contour. So yeah, for face palettes, we're gonna count 3. For individual highlighters, I have 6. I have 3 of the Becca highlighters. I have the shade Opal, the shade Champagne Pop, and Prosecco Pop. All beautiful, beautiful. I think I'm gonna like do swatches and all of that in individual videos, but this is the Champagne Pop, and this is definitely my favorite highlighter formula. This is the Prosecco Pop. I got this in a BoxyCharm. And then the Opal highlighter, which I actually got this from a friend who worked at Sephora and had it from got it for free, and they gave it to me. So yeah, it's definitely gotten a lot of love. These are my go-to highlighters if I'm gonna wear highlighter, pretty much. And then I have the Essence Pure Nude highlighter, which is a very subtle highlight, great for every day. This is the Vintage by Jessica Liebeson Skinned. This was, again, in a BoxyCharm, and I actually really, really like these shades. Sorry, I can't open this. I hate this packaging because it always messes up my manicure. I dug in there with my nail on accident. So, yeah, these shades are really, really pretty. It's made it through several declutters because I really do enjoy the shades that are in here. And then this is the Rodeo Drive shade from Ofra Cosmetics, and this is again from a BoxyCharm, but I do love this highlighter. It is a beautiful, beautiful gold, and it is very impactful. It's a very intense highlighter. So I save this for like when I really, really want to glow, but I keep it around because it's so beautiful, and when I do want that glow, it's nice to have. So for individual highlighters, we're going to count 6. Here I have my liquid highlighters, which is another product I very rarely use. I mostly use liquid highlighters in the summer. If I'm not wanting to use a lot of powder, I'll be out in the sun and I don't want to use a powder, I'll use a liquid highlighter instead. I also like to mix them in with moisturizers if I'm, we're going out in the evening and I'm showing more skin, showing more like décolleté, or showing some leg, and I want to add some nice sheen to my skin that way. So that's mostly how I use these. So I have this one from the Beauty Crop Lightning Crew. I think I got this in a Ipsy bag or maybe a BoxyCharm. It's a pretty color. It's like a really nice golden shade. So I've held on to it over the years. This is Benefit's Sunbeam. It's just a sample size. I think this also came in 100 Point Perk maybe. And it's nice. It's pretty. And then I have the Temp2 BoxyCharm Liquid Glow, and this is, I think, another one of those same brands as the highlight or the bronzer that I have. And again, it came in a BoxyCharm, and this one is really, really liquidy, so it's best for just using it on the body. This is the Tarte Pro Glow, again, another BoxyCharm. I never would go out and purchase a liquid highlighter, obviously. And then the Cover FX, these glitter drops. I'm including this with the highlighters because it's very, very glittery, way too glittery to use as a bronzer. And this, again, mostly for body. And this is something that I've almost gotten rid of several times and haven't been able to bite the bullet yet. So we'll see how I am able to go through some of these this year. Right now, I have 5. And my goal for this year is to cut this down to maybe 2. So if I can go through 3 of these this year, that would be awesome. So can you tell what my favorite makeup item is? I love, love, love blush. And I think it's probably tied with lipstick, but I absolutely love blush. And I have quite a few in my collection, and I can't get rid of any of them. I can't find myself to get rid of any of them. So I have the Milani Luminoso blush. Definitely one of my favorites. So easy to wear, and you know, everyone who is familiar with YouTube videos knows that this is a cult favorite, and it's for good reason. This is the old formula before they reformulated. So yeah, I love that blush. It actually reminds me a lot of the Hourglass blush that I liked in the other palette. This is the Too Faced blush. I got this off like a package, like a bundle from QVC. It's the Sweethearts Perfect Flush Blush in Candy Glow. And this one is very lightly pigmented, which is nice if you want like a more subtle look. So this is one I'm probably going to pull in and try and get some use out of soon. I haven't shown that one love in a while. This one I got from a BoxyCharm. It's from Pretty Vulgar, and it's actually a really beautiful shade. I love these like mauve shades. They're really easy to wear, and I like the packaging on it too. I think it's pretty. This this blush, oh my gosh, this Tarte Party blush, or Party blush. It was a Sephora birthday gift, I think 2 years ago. And I've had it in my travel makeup bag and only used it really for that. But recently I was trying to hit pan on it, and I did. But now I'm like, I can't find myself to get rid of it. Like, I don't even really like this shade very much. It's not very pigmented. It's kind of harder to build up for me. I think it's just like the way that the shade is pressed. I'm not sure. But the packaging's broken. I got it for free. There's like not even that much left, but like I can't get rid of it. I don't know why. So for now it's staying. This is the Makeup Geek powder. Makeup Geek blush in the shade XOXO. And this one I also got from a BoxyCharm, but I love this shade. It seems like a really hot, intense pink, but it looks beautiful on the skin. And it's so pigmented, you just need like a teensy little bit, which, you know, can be hard for some people wearing blush, but you know, if I just know just to go in a little bit, then it's not a problem. But love the Makeup Geek formula. And on that note, I also have this shade from Makeup Geek that's really deep, but it's unlike anything else I have in my collection. It's in the shade, oh gosh, Chivalry. It's in the shade Chivalry. And very, very pretty. And then this shade is like an orange, and it's actually from NYX. And I depotted it because the packaging was broken, and I just keep it in a Z palette now. Again, I keep this shade because it's unlike anything else in my collection. Really, really beautiful, especially if I want like a more orangey cheek. I use this on like some Halloween looks. I know when I was a scarecrow, I used that for like, I wanted that orange kind of clownish like cheek. So I keep it around for that purpose, and these two live together in a Z palette. I have a couple loose blushes. I have this one from Studio Makeup. This one came in a BoxyCharm, and it's a really beautiful peachy shade. I don't love loose powders or loose blushes. They're kind of messy, but I like the shade on this one enough so that I'll keep it around. But it's pretty full. There is a ton of product in here. Like, this is enough blush to last me probably till the end of my lifetime, but that's another one I'm gonna pull in soon to get some use out of, because it's been a while since I've shown it any attention. I also have here blush from Note. Gosh, sorry. This is the blush from Note. This is also from a BoxyCharm. It's in the shade Desert Rose. Really beautiful peachy orange shade. Easy to wear. I love this. I love these like peachy shades. I think they look really good on my skin tone. And I think actually a lot of people like those shades. They're really pretty universal. This blush I've had for years and years and years. Like back when I used to only use Bare Minerals makeup, which I think was like the first makeup that I really used consistently. Remember when mineral makeup was like all the rage? This is in the shade Thistle. And I just love this blush. Like, it is the most beautiful blush. It has a slight sheen to it. It's so easy to put on, easy to wear. So I've just held on to it because it's so good. This blush is from Milani. I have two from Milani here. This is one of their powder blushes in Coral Cove, one of the rose blushes. Again, this shade is pretty fluorescent, pretty bright, but it's like pinkier than the orange shade, and it's like brighter than this shade. So it's pretty unique, and I really enjoy it. And when I want like a more bright cheek, this is one that I will go to. And in a similar vein, I have this one from Milani. These came out a couple years ago. This is their Color Harmony blushes in the shade Coral Beams. And I'll be honest, this is not my favorite. It has a highlighter built in, so you can kind of just like swirl it all together and get a nice sheen of a blush. But I definitely concentrate my brush down in this corner, like away from the gold. But it is nice to kind of like just be able to pop that onto the cheekbone after using the blush. And if you swirl it all together, it does give you a nice look for the summertime. So not my favorite, but I'm going to keep it around for a while longer. It is like, it's decent. And then in the middle are my three stars, my Hourglass blushes. Again, I absolutely love Hourglass blush formula. It is my favorite. This is Mood Exposure, which just looks like kind of an odd shade, but it is so beautiful on the skin, and it's super, super versatile and easy to wear. Love that one. And it's also, again, very different from the other blushes I have in my collection. This is in the shade Diffused Heat. Very, very pretty for a nice flushed look. And then I also have Radiant Magenta, which is such a cool shade. Again, very unique in my collection, and it has a beautiful look on the cheek. Love that one. I love all my Hourglass blushes. I would buy more if I needed more blush. And then this is the NARS blush in the shade Glue. I don't know. This was like oh, I remember. I got this when I became a VIB Rouge. So after spending $1,000 at Sephora for the year, they gave me this tiny sample size blush. Thank you, Sephora. And then I have in here one cream blush, and guess what? It came from a BoxyCharm. I wouldn't buy a cream blush. I'm not a cream blush person, I don't think. Maybe someday, but I just find that they don't show up as well. They don't last as long. I don't know, but this is one that I'm gonna pull in for a month and try and use it, and like maybe I'll fall in love with cream blush. I don't know. But I just find them to be like kind of hard to use. Like they're very pigmented. Then like they don't like blend out perfectly. I used to really like cream blush. There was one from Makeup Forever that I really liked. But then I don't think they make it anymore. But yeah, I think maybe I just need to like give it a try and work it into my routine. I just think the way that my makeup routine is now, it doesn't serve well for a cream blush, but I could also change that. So those are all my blushes, I believe. So I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17 blushes. I just love blush. These are all of my pencil eyeliners, and I'm pretty happy that I have as few as I do, but I still think I can have fewer than this. I have one nude pencil. That's enough for me. I find this one works really well. It's creamy and it actually lasts. This is the Rimmel formula. Yeah, it's a good one. It's the Rimmel Scandalize. And I think, you know, their black is great too. It's supposed to last pretty well. This is my 3 black pencils, which is way more than any person needs. I don't even use black eyeliner ever, so I have one that's unopened here. Who's this one by? This one is by Ulta Gel Eyeliner. I'm always like afraid to get rid of them because I'm like, what if that's the holy grail eyeliner and I've never even tried it? But I don't know. So for now I have 3 black ones. This is from Bare Minerals. It's supposed to be the lasting line. I don't know. I have a hard time finding any that last in my line for very well. So who knows? It's hard to tell really. So anyways, I have 3. Maybe I'll have less at the end of the year. I have 2 brown eyeliners, and that's only because I lost one in my car and rebought another one, and then I found the other one. So I use these probably more than the black, and I used to use these to always fill in my mole, but I haven't been doing that recently. And then I also have this dual-ended liner from Ulta, which is so broken. Like the cap's broken like 3 times. I've taped it. It's broken again. But it's dual-ended. It's brown and black, and I keep it in my travel bag, so it's just like convenient to throw in there. And it's I don't know. Does anyone else like this? I like having items that I don't care about so that I can bring them with me and not stress about them. Does anyone else do that? So I keep it around for that purpose, just because I don't care about it. And then I have this ColourPop purple liner. I think this is the shade Piggy Bank. I have a purple, a blue 24/7 from Urban Decay in the shade Deviant, and then a like olive green. This is Green Ivy from, who's this? Silkissime? Oh yes, the L'Oreal Silkissime liners. So yeah, I have only 3 colors. I always think I'm going to use colored eyeliner, and I never do. You can use any color eyeshadow. So 3 of those. I'm going to try and like use these actually this year, and yeah, see how they perform, because I think these 2 especially are kind of old. So yeah, for eyeliners, I have 10 eyeliners. For liquid eyeliner, I have 4. These are pretty much all eyeliner pens. I have the Makeup Revolution eyeliner, which, come on, packaging. Packaging is everything on this, and it actually works really well too. This one's getting kind of old, so I'm using up the end of that. This is the Ico Fat Liquid eyeliner, and I remember getting one of these for free from BoxyCharm, and I liked it so much that I repurchased it. I remember it lasted forever, and it made it really easy to get a good wing. And I also have this one from LA Girl. I remember hearing this was a good liner, and it's also very affordable. I haven't tried it yet, so that's what I'm going to open up once this one dries up a little bit more. And then I also have a sample of the Kat Von D tattoo liner, and I've gone through several full sizes of this, and I really, really enjoy this eyeliner, but I won't be purchasing it again. I do not endorse Kat Von D at all, and her views, and also all of her drama that surrounds her. So yeah, for now I have 4 liquid liners, and really don't need more than 2. So hopefully that's where I'll be at next year. And lastly, I have 2 cream gel eyeliners. I have one from ColourPop in this really pretty green shade. The shade is called Fast Lane, and it's like a deep kind of like emerald forest green. I really, really like it. I'm gonna bring this out and try and get some use out of it this year. Maybe pair with some green looks. That would be good for the winter time. And then I also have this one from Pretty Vulgar, which I just love this packaging. It looks like an inkwell. And I mostly use this for like Halloween looks, or if I want to like completely black out the lid, or like create like, you know, lines on the face. I don't use this as a liner at all. It's too thick, and I don't get enough control with it, but I have it in my collection just for that purpose. So yeah, for cream eyeliners, we have only 2. Here are my mascaras. I'm pretty proud of not having a crazy amount of mascaras in my collection at the moment. I have 2 of the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. They're both in the black shade, but I have the regular formula and also the waterproof formula, which I like to have just in case I need it. I hardly use it, but there are the times when it's good to have. I have a sample size of the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I believe this was a 100-point perk from Sephora, but I've gone through 2 full sizes of this mascara. I really like it. It's one of my favorites. This is the Rimmel Scandalize. It's actually a really good drugstore mascara. I remember I was recommended this from Sabrina on YouTube. She knows her mascaras. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed that one too. It's getting pretty low. And so I'm kind of focusing on like these 2, the L'Oreal and the Rimmel right now. And then I have a backup of the L'Oreal just for when this other one dries out, which it probably will soon. That mascara does tend to dry out pretty fast. So I have 5 mascaras in my collection. And I think that's a pretty good number for me. Maybe if I could get it down to like 4, I would feel good. I'm calling this category mascara accessories. I have 2 random kind of like lash products that don't fit in with my mascaras, so they're in their own category. I'll buy their own. I have the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer. I never remember to use it. Is it worth it to have a primer? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just worth it to have a good mascara that you like. But yeah, maybe I'm gonna do some experimenting with it and see if it can improve some of my mascaras. But again, I like all of my mascaras. So I also have this Too Faced mascara melt off, which I got as a sample, and it's supposed to, you can like run it through your lashes and it melts off, waterproof mascara, and it does work really well. I reserve it for when I know I'm going to be using waterproof mascara. I'll pack that with me. And there's butter. So yeah, for mascara accessories, we have 2. And by the end of the year, maybe none. For brow products, we have 3. And I mean, how many do you really need for a brow product? I feel like once you find a good one, most people just stick with it. This is the Ka-Brow from Benefit, and I actually really like this. It's like a brow pomade, and I have the shade 3, and I've been working on hitting pan on this all year. You can see it's got like a good, hold on, it's got a good dent. I like every day feel like it's gonna be the day that I hit pan. I'm like, this is the day. It's like all the way down there. But anyways, I'm gonna keep working on that. So this is the one I use every day, clearly. And then this is what I'm going to go to after I use up this, which might be never. So maybe I'll just whip this out for like fast brow days when I just wanna like slap it on. This is the It Brow Power, and this I actually got for free somehow. But funnily enough, I've gone through like 2 or 3 of these pencils already. I really like it. I think I got the first one for free. I repurchased it. Not for free, in a boxy charm. And then I got this one. I really do think someone just gave this to me. I don't know. Anyways, and then I have this Cella, which is like a brow pomade. It's in a taupe color, which matches me pretty well. And this also came from a boxy charm. And I was keeping this in my travel makeup bag. It has like the product on one end, and then it has the brush on the other end, which I kind of like, especially for travel. And I just have like a travel spoolie that is in my travel bag. I just like having a travel bag that I can just like grab in the morning if I want to. It's just like ready to go. I don't have to sit there and like go through my whole collection grabbing things. I just have it ready. Okay, so for brow products, for now we have 3, and that is plenty for me. I have 3 brow mascaras right now, but none of these brow mascaras make me really happy. I need a good brow mascara. I have very long brows and they get kind of wily, so I need to keep them in place with something strong. This is the Essence Make Me Brow. I do like this one, but it doesn't quite have the staying power that I would like, and the shade is slightly too dark. Next time, if I did get this again, I would get the shade lighter than this. I have pretty dark brows, but this one just is like too dark brown. And then this is the Brow Gal the Brow Gal mascara. I got this in a boxy charm. This one is like, I don't know if it's dried out or what, but it's very, it just feels dry. It doesn't feel very wet at all. So I don't know if it just came dried out, because I know boxy charm will sometimes send like old products, but I'm gonna see if I can get some use out of this. I haven't really opened it in a while. I always go towards this one because I've been wanting to use this one up. And then I also have the Anastasia clear brow gel, and this one I feel like is too wet, and I don't like that it's clear, but I love the staying power. Like, it really keeps your brows in place. You know, they almost feel stiff, but I find that if I just use it on like the outer parts of my brows, the parts that kind of get crazy, then it doesn't bother me. So again, I like how it keeps them in place, but I don't like how liquidy it is. So I might like try the tinted one. For now, is my most reliable brow mascara, and the others just kind of make my brows look a little bit more full. Okay, so we'll count 3 brow mascaras. I have 1 setting spray, and I actually just recently got it. I kind of stopped using setting sprays, but then when masks became a thing, I realized that it would definitely help my makeup to last better underneath a mask, so I just went ahead and picked up one from the drugstore. This is the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist, and I heard that it was a dupe for the Urban Decay All Nighter, which is my favorite setting spray and the only setting spray I found to be pretty effective. So this one has been working pretty well. I've noticed my makeup staying better underneath my mask in general. So yeah, I would recommend it. And it's about $10 for 2.7 ounces, which is way cheaper than the Urban Decay All Nighter. All right, one setting spray. So here are my lip liners, and I pretty much have a shade of lip liner for like each shade of lipstick that I might wear. That's at least what I try for. So here I have the Jante Bleu lip liner. I got it from a BoxyCharm. This is one from Urban Decay. And then I have 7 from ColourPop. And I really like the ColourPop lip liners because they are really creamy and smooth. And they also are really affordable, right? And then I have 4 of the NYX. These are pretty dry, not my favorite formula. I definitely prefer the ColourPop over those. And then I have 2 from Rimmel. These are the Rimmel Extraordinaire, or Rimmel Exaggerate. These are great. These are really creamy, and definitely recommend those from the drugstore. And this is the lip pencil I've been trying to use up this year, and you can see it's getting pretty small. Here it goes. It's a great shade, great for every day. So we'll probably by the end of the year toss this one. And then I have 1 from Wet n Wild. There's another like nude color from Wet n Wild. I think it's called like the Pure Nude or Barely There. I don't know. I love it. It's one of my favorite lip liners, and Wet n Wild is also very, very affordable. And then we have 1 more from I Am Unique, another like random brand. Is that what it's called? No, it's the Real Her brand. Yeah, random. I got it from BoxyCharm. So altogether I have 18 lip liners. And I'd like to get through more of these. I'm definitely gonna try finishing another neutral shade after I finish this one. So I'm gonna have my goal for the end of next year to be down to 12 lip liners. 18 now though. Like I said, lipstick is one of my favorite makeup categories. Lipstick and blush, those are my 2 favorites. And I have quite a few lipsticks. These are all of my cream bullet lipsticks. And I also have like some lippy pencils thrown in here because lippy sticks. They're basically, you know, bullet lipsticks from ColourPop. And then a lip pencil, like lipstick pencil from NARS. Because it's not a lip liner, but it's not really a bullet lipstick. So it's in here with the other cream lipsticks. So a lot of brands in here. I'm not really like loyal to any particular lipstick brand. I just kind of go more with colors, and when I find a color I like, then that's really like what I like to use. So I have this red shade from Pop. I have 2 from Maybelline. I think Maybelline has great drugstore lipsticks. This is 1 from CoverGirl, also a good one. This is from Wet n Wild. It's really old, but I love the shade of it. It still works well. I have 1 shade from MAC. I think I got this in a BoxyCharm box. I have a shade from Urban Decay. I have 2 from Rimmel in the Kate Moss collection, which I remember came out a few years ago, and I really, really liked it. These are the ColourPop Lippy Sticks. I have a lippy stick pencil from NARS. These are the like velvet matte lip pencils. They perform more like a lipstick in my opinion though. And this is a lip crayon from Honest Beauty. Lip crayon, that's the word I've been wanting to say. Yeah, okay, it's a lip crayon from Honest Beauty. This I got from Influenster for free, and I'm not really a big fan of it. I keep like almost getting rid of it, so we'll see if I can get some use out of it before I do that. This is one from ColourPop. It's from the Frozen collection, and it's actually a really, really pretty shade for winter. I should pull this out and use it while it's appropriate. And then I have a sample from Sephora. I think that was in like a Sephora box maybe. And then I have 2 from Lancome. These are great. I think I have a friend who got these in like marketing or PR, and she gave these 2 and this Urban Decay and this Buxom to me. Yeah, I have 2 from Buxom, 4 from Bite. Bite Beauty is probably one of my favorite lipstick formulas, and I love that they're made with like really good ingredients that don't have any chemicals, because you know you're eating your lipstick. You might not realize it, but it is happening. You're eating your lipstick. Oh, and I have another of the Rimmel ones here, another Kate Moss one. Yeah, you can tell I like them. These are all different shades. And then they have like a matte version and a silk, like a shine version. And then this is from Essence. Okay, so I have, let's count them. 25 bullet lipsticks. So these are like my true cream lipsticks, like kind of like a liquid lipstick, but you know, they don't dry down. Different companies call them different things, but they all serve the same purpose for me, so I'm grouping them all together. I have 2 of the melted lipsticks from Too Faced, and I really enjoy that formula. I like this type of formula for lip products in general because I find that they last well. They're not uncomfortable like a liquid lipstick, but they last decently well. So anyways, I like them. So I have 2 of the Too Faced Melted. I have 1 of the NYX Matte Soft Lip Cream. This actually is a great formula for drugstore. I would recommend those to people if they're kind of like on a budget. I have 2 from the ColourPop line. This is the Satin Lip Creams. I used to really like these, but the more I get to know other products, the less I like these. So these probably might be decluttered soon. I have 4 of the L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible Gloss, and I love these. I think I bought 1 shade, and I really, really loved how it wore, so I went back and got another shade, and then I went back and got another shade. So yeah, I want to work on finishing these, at least 1 or 2 of them this year. I also have 2 of the Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Color, and these are really, really nice. I really enjoyed these. I loved both of these shades. It's Seduction, and this is the shade Dependence. And I actually think I'm going to do more in-depth videos about my lipstick collection and go through and like do swatches and maybe even declutter some with you, because I want to like just talk more about them and dive into them and share more of them with you. But for now, we're just gonna count them because this is an inventory video. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. And I probably could get that down to like 8 by the end of the year, or maybe even like, yeah, let's say 8. Okay, yes, I know what you're thinking. But before you judge me, let me tell you about my liquid lipstick collection. So my first venture into liquid lipsticks were the Jeffree Star liquid lipsticks, and I hadn't really heard of this type. Well, I had heard of this type of lipstick before, but these were just so hyped up, and I bought this shade, Anna Nicole. It's like the reddish orange, or orangish red, and just thought it was a great formula. I loved how it lasted, and if I'm wearing a liquid lip, I'm almost always wearing a red liquid lip or a deep color. Like that's the scenario when I'm gonna reach for a liquid lipstick. So I really, really enjoyed it, and I ended up kind of getting on a kick of them, and I actually used to have even more than this that I've dried out and I've gotten rid of. So I have quite a few of those. Yeah, I don't buy from his brand anymore, but for a while I did really enjoy these liquid lipsticks, and I'm gonna continue to enjoy them in my collection until they dry out. And then I have 2 from Kiko. These are actually a great drugstore option, I believe. I used this shade on my wedding, so that's kind of has a special meaning for me. And then I have some random ones. I have one from Galactic. This is one from Sephora. This is from Ofra. And then I have 2 from Ofra. And these I think were both from a BoxyCharm. I had actually a few of Ofra's liquid lipsticks in my early makeup days, and really, really enjoyed them, especially the Miami Fever, or is it Miami Heat? Miami Fever, I think, shade. So yeah, I also have this one was also from a BoxyCharm, I believe. And then I have one from NYX in like this glittery blue metallic color, and I pretty much keep like these metallic shades just as like if I want to do a Halloween look, or use them as like on my eye, or you know, around my eye, not on my eye. But yeah, so those I'm definitely not wearing on my lips on a regular basis by no means. And then I have one from Dose of Color. These were so hyped up that I went ahead and picked up this shade Stone, but it's not really the best shade for me. I have to like really wear it with a perfect makeup look for it to look flattering. And then I have one from Smashbox, BoxyCharm. I would never buy a shade like this. And then I have these from Maybelline. Obviously, I really like them. These are the Superstay Matte Ink liquid lipsticks. I have 6 of them. That's how much I like them. And then right around the time when I was getting into the Jeffree Star, I also was buying a ton of Kat Von D liquid lipsticks. I had like most of the shades at some point, and I've been decluttering them slowly throughout the years. But again, I'm not just going to throw them away. They still perform really well. Again, I don't buy from Kat Von D Beauty, or now it's KVD Vegan Beauty now, but I just don't buy from that brand anymore. But I'm going to continue to use and enjoy these shades. I especially love this one. This is the Operation Chimp shade, and I love this orange shade, A Go Go. So let's count those up. I have 32 liquid lipsticks. Yeah. And the final lip products we're going to talk about are my lip glosses. I have 6 lip glosses. I obviously don't wear a lot of lip gloss. I don't even know why I'm keeping the 6 that I am. I went ahead and already got rid of one. I think I got most of these for free, or like from a subscription service. This one came from, I think, a 100-point perk, or maybe it was like a, I don't know where it came from. I didn't buy it. I didn't seek it out. But it actually is probably my favorite of all of them. And then I have these, the Plumping Lip Creams from Revlon, and these were like super hyped up, and I'm actually not a big fan of them, so I'm gonna try them maybe a couple more times, but they might be going soon. This is like a super glittery one from the Frozen collection again. This was a gift from my friend, and I mean, the 90s are back, so sparkly lips, I'm here for it. And then we have this Ades formula. Ades New York. This came from a BoxyCharm, and I like the shade of it, so I'm gonna try wearing that a little bit before I decide what I want to do with it. And then I have the Grande Lips Hydrating Lip Plumper, and I love doing these like over a very nude shade when I'm doing like a smoky eye. I love that, like a super glossy nude lip, and then a really, really dark smoky eye. So I pretty much keep this just for that look. And I got this, again, from a BoxyCharm subscription. That's why I ended BoxyCharm. I stopped getting it because I was getting too much makeup. Like, my collection just exploded when I was getting BoxyCharm. So, yeah, that's why I stopped it, and I'll be moving most of those products out hopefully soon. Okay, so 6 lip glosses. I'm counting all of my individual pans of eyeshadow together, whether they're, single shadows like this or like packaged single shadows. So let's talk about these. We have 9 of the ColourPop Super Shock shadows, and these are probably getting to be a little bit old, so I would like to bring these into my project pan maybe this year, like bring one in each rotation. I think that could be fun. And then I also have 3 of these L'Oreal shadows. These are the Infallible shadows, and these are amazing. I am always tempted to buy more shades of them, and then I have to tell myself no. But for bang for your buck, these perform really, really well. Actually, I don't even think they're that cheap. Like, you can buy single shadows that are cheaper, but they are great quality, so, and a ton of product in there. And then I have this little black from Wet n Wild. I pretty much just keep this to have in my makeup case, my travel makeup bag, just so I always have a black shadow if I need it, no matter what palette I'm bringing. And then I also have a mix of single shadows here. I know that these larger ones here are from Sugar Pill. Great, great pigment there. And then the other ones mixed in here are a mixture of ColourPop. I believe there's some Anastasia Beverly Hills, some MAC, and then like an Ofra shadow here and there that I got from a BoxyCharm, and maybe like a couple other that I decluttered from a Morphe. Like, I know this one and this one are from a Morphe palette that I didn't want to keep, or maybe it was a BH Cosmetic palette. Anyways, there's a hodgepodge here. So let's count them up. Let's see, we have 35 single shadows. I have 2 loose pigments. I never use these, but they're so beautiful. So this is another thing that I'd like to bring in, just like have it for my shop my stash or something for like a month, so that I get some use out of it. Like this I got in an Ipsy bag, I know, and it is a beautiful color. Like, it is just so pretty. And I wore it a lot back when I didn't have a lot of makeup. And this came from a BoxyCharm, and it's another like really beautiful brownie taupe. Like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So yeah, I haven't used these in so many years, but I really need to. And this one's from Your Minerals. It's like a Swedish brand, I guess. So yeah, for loose pigments too. These are my eye pencils, like eyeshadow pencils, and I have 4. I have 3 from NYX. I have the shade Milk, which is like a classic eye primer, and it is really good for like making, if you want to like white out larger areas on your face. And then I also have the same pencil in a green shade and like a taupe shade. It's called Ice Milk, though, like kind of shimmery. I never, ever, ever, ever use them. I don't even like it. Look at this one. I think maybe I've swatched it once or twice, but yeah. And then I have this one from Laura Mercier in the shade Rose Gold. So for those I have 4, and I don't know, we'll see if I can get it down to 2 by the end of the year. So these are all my glitter eyeshadows or eyeshadow cream glitters, or like, I don't know what you want to call these. They all kind of serve the same purpose though for me in my collection. So that's why I'm grouping them together. So these are the Stila glitters. I got these in a trio, I think 2 Christmases ago, and they're getting to the end of their life. I recently replaced or bought this silver one from e.l.f. and it's very similar in my opinion. I think it could be a dupe for these. And then this Cover FX one is more of a shadow than a glitter. It's a glittery shadow, but it came in a BoxyCharm. It's a really pretty purple color though. I really do enjoy it. And then I have 2 of these. These are actually glitter liners from NYX, but I use them as like eyeshadow toppers like I would a glitter. So I have like a yellow gold and then like a champagne color. And then this is like a body glitter, but I mean, you can use it around your eyes as well. And this is from ColourPop, and it's from the Frozen collection, and it's just such a pretty packaging. And there are days when you need glitter like this, like events, and invite me to those events, because any event where I can wear glitter, that's a good time for me. That's where I want to be. Okay, so for this category, we're gonna call it liquid glitter shadow. I don't know what you even call these. We'll call them. Anyways, for this category, I have 8, and I think I could get that down to maybe 5 by the end of the year. And these are my loose glitters. I basically just buy a loose glitter if I ever need it. It's not like something I need to have every shade of in my collection. But I have 3 from NYX, which NYX does have great loose glitters that you can find at the drugstore. And then I have one from Ben Nye, and I have this like random one. I think this is from like, oh, I forget what this brand was called. I got it with a lipstick, so it's meant to wear to pat over lipstick. It's a much finer glitter, so I keep it around just in case I ever want to do a glitter lip. So for loose glitters, I have 5. And last but definitely not least, we have my eyeshadow palettes. And I just filmed and uploaded a few weeks ago a video of my eyeshadow palette collection, so I'm not going to talk about them here and go in depth. You can go ahead and check out my eyeshadow palette collection video. I'll link it down below. But for now, I thought of a fun idea of how to show you my eyeshadow palettes and count them at the same time quickly. Okay, I hope this works out. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
26. Woo! 26 eyeshadows. Palettes. 26 eyeshadow palettes. So altogether, I have 270 individual makeup items. Now that also is counting my individual eyeshadows. Now I'm gonna go with the number 270, which is a little bit more than I anticipated. It's not a huge number, but it's definitely a little bit more than I thought it would be, and probably more items than I need in my collection. So I'm gonna set a goal for myself that by the end of 2021, I have 220 items in my collection. So that'll be 50 items I'm gonna try to go through. And that sounds like a lot, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it, but it'll be a big goal for me to try and reach this year. I really hope you enjoyed this video and seeing all of the pieces I have in my collection. It was a lot of work to film, and I went through several days trying to film this. You guys should see my setup for my camera right now. I'm still waiting on ordering a ring light and a tripod, and I'm getting pretty creative with how I am filming these videos. So I'll insert a picture of that here so you all can see what I'm dealing with. It's pretty funny, but it's also good to know that you don't need all of those fancy accessories to start a YouTube channel. Just look at me. So thanks again for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye.